So the puzzle says, um, it's a logic puzzle. So it says there is a castle, and the castle has 4 rooms. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so there are 4 rooms in the castle, and there's a princess who lives in this castle. Uh, she cannot, she will not sleep in the same room for 2 consecutive nights. So, does not sleep in same room. Have you heard this before? Anyone has heard?
No, madam. No, ma'am.
No.
So she has to change the room each night, but she can only go to an adjacent room. Okay, can only go to adjacent room. And the first night, we don't know where she starts. She has a free choice of any of the 4 rooms to choose on the first day. So there's a prince. Obviously, there's a prince who's trying to find the princess, and he doesn't know where she is. Every night, he's allowed to knock on the door of one room. So prince is trying to find the princess. Prince can knock on only one door each night. So the question is there a strategy? Is there a way by which the prince is assured to find the princess? Is there a way? Is there a strategy for the princess to follow? Prince to follow. The prince can follow. To be sure to find the princess. Yeah, this is the statement of the puzzle. Obviously, the there are puzzle variations with 5 doors, 17 doors, 21 doors, whatever. But this is the simplest case, so it's a good one too.
Ma'am, you have to find the minimum number of knocks.
Yeah. So step 1 would be: is there a way to guarantee that the prince can find the princess? Second is that the minimum number of days in which he can find the princess?
Mm-hmm.
If you think of anything, you can put it in chat privately to me.
Ma'am, I put a message in chat window.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So no other restriction means you can stay in the room waiting. But let's say he's waiting in room 3, right? Let's say he's waiting here in room 3. The princess could be doing 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 infinitely.
Oh, okay.
So we have to make sure whatever the princess does, this strategy will guarantee that he finds her.
Okay.
So what do you think? Is it at all possible? Is it possible that there is a strategy for prince to find her in a finite amount of time?
I think it's. I think 50. There is 50% chance. I think for the prince to find the princess. I've not made the complete analysis, but So far what I have analyzed is the prince can be sure that the princess can be in any one of the two castles.
Any one of the two rooms, is it? How? Which two?
Two rooms.
Let me just quickly write.
I'm not sure if you name the rooms as 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Suppose, yeah, R1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Okay. So there are four possibilities. For the first night, the princess can enter into any one of these rooms, R1, R2, R3, R4.
Okay.
Okay. Suppose there are two possibilities. Suppose she enters an odd room, let's say R1 or R3.
Okay. Oh, okay.
R1 or
Huh.
R1 or R3. So the prince can be he can be sure about one thing, that is the princess can be uh, in an even numbered room,
Oh,
that
okay.
is
Right.
R4.
So day two, it has to be 2 or 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right.
day 3 it has to be 1 or 3.
Right.
Day 3 or odd number of days, let's say.
Right.
It
Right.
can be any of these rooms.
Day 4 again, it will be, it should be in an evening. Yeah, makes sense.
So if the prince can check 2 rooms, then we have a strategy.
I didn't get that. Can you say that again?
So if the condition is relaxed, such that the prince is able to visit 2 rooms in a given day,
Huh.
then this odd and even thing can be used to find the princess. Wait. Yeah.
If she goes to 2 rooms in a day.
Yeah.
Okay. To get some ideas into how to proceed, right? We can consider the simple case of 3 rooms. Let's say there are only 3 rooms. So we've got room 1, room 2, room 3. Where should the prince check on day 1? With only 3 rooms now. So what can he do?
Ma'am?
Yeah.
So on day 1, in the 3 rooms, on day 1, if the prince checks on room 2,
Right.
and on day 2 also he can check on the same room.
Yeah. That she would
Okay.
have to end up in room 2.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If she was in room 1 on day 1 or room 3 on day 1, in either case, there is only one place she can move to for day 2, which is room 2.
Correct.
Right? So, which is why on day 2, if you look in room 2, then you're bound to find her.
Correct.
So, how can we use similar logic for the 4 case? So, let's say on day 2, we're looking in room 2.
Okay.
And we don't find her there. So what does that tell us?
Okay, on day 2 we see.
That means the princess is in room 4 in the first day.
4, is it?
Or room 3 or room 4.
3 or 4. Okay.
Room
So,
3 or room 4.
okay.
Or yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
In this case, the prince can find the next day, right? Prince can find the princess the very next day in room 2 only.
In room 2, if he looks again the next day, he'll find her. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How?
Because he knocks the door, let's say room 2 on day 2, and he doesn't find the princess there. So that means the princess must have been in room 3 or room 4 the previous day, day 1.
Okay.
Room 3 or room 4. Okay. So suppose she's in room 3. If you assume that she's in room 3, and the second day, since the prince does not find her in room 2, so we can assume that, we can say that she has moved to room 4. She has moved to room 4 in day 2.
Okay. She could have been in room 3 and moved to room 4, or been in room 4 and moved to room 3.
Yeah.
So she could be in either of these.
Either of this is.
Okay. Let's say on day 1, if we the same logic what we did for the 3 rooms. On day 1, if we knock on room 2, and again on day 2, if we knock on room 2, if we don't find her, then on the 3rd day, we knock on room 4.
Okay.
And then at that day, she will be in room 3 if we don't find her in room 4.
Okay. So then day 4, what will we do? So you're saying day 1, knock on room 2. So she could be in any of these. But then again on day 2, we are knocking on room 2. So she could not have been in room 1 on the first night. So then only these 2 will remain. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we knock on 4. Not there. So she could have been in room 3 on day 2. Okay. I understand what you're saying now. Yeah. So from here, she could have moved to either 4 or 2, but not here. So could have moved to room 2. Okay. So day 4, what will we do?
Again stuck. With the 4 rooms is little bit tricky.
Yeah. But this track is the right one. How to be sure that, given that she could be anywhere, how do we make sure that she's at least in this set of rooms?
So one more thought is on day 1, we check room 2, and we and day 2 also we check room 2, and if we don't find her, that means she is circling between room 3 and room 4.
Okay.
And we check day 3 again, room 2 only. And then if we again don't find her, the day 4 we see room 3. Either we find it or we don't find her.
Okay. So yeah, if we don't find her, then she could be in
room 4 if she is still going on between room 3 and room 4.
She could be in room 4, or from room 3, maybe she has gone to room 2. So it's possible she's here. right? So she could have been in 3 or 4. If she was in 4, she would have come to 3 and we would find her on day 4 because we are looking in 3. But if she was in room 3, she has 2 options, either room 2 or room 4. So both those are possible.
Ma'am, it looks like you need minimum of 5 knocks to find the princess.
I know. Okay.
5 knocks.
Let me know. Write it. Let me know. Let me write it down. Yeah.
5 knock at the doors. Suppose you knock room 2 on day 1.
Okay.
So the princess can be in R1, R3, or R4, any of the 3 rooms.
Okay.
So second day also you knock on the same room, same
Okay.
door. So then you eliminate the possibility of R1. So that
Right.
eliminated. So the princess can be in either R3 or R4. Now the next day you knock at door R3.
Okay.
R3. So okay. So the princess can be in R2, yeah, R2 or R4.
Okay.
R2 or
Could not be in R1 because only way
Yeah.
to get to R1 is from R2. Okay. Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
So the next day also you knock at door R3 only.
Okay.
R3 only. Suppose the princess is in R4, then you will find her. Then you will find her on day 4 only. Suppose
Okay.
she is in R4.
Hmm.
So suppose she is not in R4, she has moved to R2, and so she has not. I mean, she has moved to R2 and then to R1. She has moved to R1.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes, moved to R1.
Okay.
Okay.
So can't be here.
Yeah.
Can't be here.
Yeah.
Must be in 1. Okay.
So day 5 you knock on door R2, then you are sure to.
Okay. So look here, and she must be here. Wow.
Very nice, very nice.
Super, super.
So this idea of knocking at door 3 2 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is nice.
Well, yeah, it takes 5 knocks, something that is 5 knocks at the doors.
Just 5 knocks at the most.
At the most, yeah.
So
you can try and see if you can reduce it.
oh, this can be further reduced?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Solution I have is,
Ma'am, one more try.
yeah.
Okay,
I'll
so
write it down. Here. 1 second. So yeah.
okay, on day 1 we knock on room 2.
Okay.
And as you and day 2 also we knock on room 2.
Okay.
And we eliminate room 1 in that case.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, so now chances are the princess might be either in R3 or R4. So so on for us assumption day 1 we assume that she is in R4. Let's say P is in R4.
Okay.
And in that case day 2 she will be in room 3.
Okay.
And day 3 also we check in room 2, and if we don't find her, then she's in room 4.
Okay.
So
Okay.
In this case, we cannot be sure that she is in room 4 because she could have been in, from day one, right? From day one, she could have been in room 3, right?
Mm.
She could have been in room 3, day 2, room 4, day 3 also room 3.
She could have been doing 3-4-3-4 as an alternative. But
Yeah, and
4-3-4-3.
on day 4, then we check room 3.
Okay. Day 4, we check room 3.
Yeah, if she was in room 4, then definitely on day 4 she should come to room 3.
Right. So if she started in room 4, if day 1, if she started in room 4, then
Yeah.
this way we will surely find her.
Correct.
But we don't know that she started in room 4.
Okay. Okay, 1 minute.
If she were in room 3, then we will miss her.
In
Is it-
room. Oh God.
So we can do it in less than 5 days, is it?
Yeah, less than 5 is possible. I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you give a clue?
Mm,
So here also in 4 days you're coming to know the princess location, but you need to knock on the 5th day
yeah.
to actually meet her.
Yeah. So, what is the thing for that? Okay. What if? Okay, look at day 2, 3, 4, 5. Just look at day 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And can you see anything here? If you just forget about day 1.
Yeah, I see. So we can finish it up in 4 days.
Yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
And now the pattern is also more evident, right?
Is it after? Let me think. So the solution that Sunil told is the most evident to me right now. Let me think. Very nice, very surprising. I not expect that we can do it in
Me too. Me too. Applying, I didn't realize the pattern with 4 actually. 5, I accidentally got the result and only then I could spot the pattern.
Wow. So on day 2, instead of checking on door 2, if you check on door 3, what will happen? So is this your route also to finish it in 4 steps?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. So have you been able to generalize this for n doors?
Yeah, indoors in a row. Yes.
Wow. Excellent.
Yeah, that only came after 5 with this 4.
Going for 4 itself is a big challenge. General
Yeah.
cases, excellent.
Yeah. 5 was very hard actually. 5 took a lot of time.
Then what other variants did you try?
What are the
Variants?
so what if the rooms are like this, for example, 3 rooms all connected to each other? What if it's like this? There are 4 rooms.
Oh my God. Nice. Excellent.
Or it could be you can go on extending this, or it could have one more.
Very nice. So if it is a cycle, what do others think? If it is a cycle, is a solution possible at all? If you have a cyclical structure, is a solution ever possible? Akka, what do you think?
With cycle, I think it won't be possible because there's no way to corner her. Every time she will have, no matter what door you check, she'll always have two options, so she can keep giving the flip. So with a cycle of any size, I think it will not be possible.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Very nice that you consider this general structure. So rooms can be connected in different ways.
Yeah.
And when can a solution exist? Itself is a very interesting question.
Yeah.
But one thing what we can say is if there is a cycle, then a solution cannot exist.
Yeah, if there's a cycle, no solution. Even if there is a subgraph is a cycle, then also solution can't exist. I mean, I think that is the case, but I can't like prove it or say definitely.
So the thing is, the princess can start anywhere. So the princess can start in that.
Oh yeah, and stay there only. Right. Yeah.
And just keeps cycling there.
Yeah. And there are binary tree variants.
Very interesting. Wow,
yeah.
wonderful problem.
Yeah, I thought it starts nicely simple, but then generalizing it and taking it to different graphs.
So where do you find this? You found it in a YouTube video, right?
Yeah, it's in a YouTube video.
Making the checklists itself, it took a long time for us actually, and making that checklist made it a little bit easy. This checklist, right? Day 1, day 2, R1, R2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, this also, it took me a long time to get to this kind of. First, yes. I think day 1, day 2. If day 2 this, then day 1 must be this. It was very verbose.
Yeah. So this is a nice illustration of the necessity of a good model.
Yes,
we can work on. So we take so many models for granted. For example, the model of a tree, for instance, it's a very, very powerful idea or a model with which we can attack a huge class of problems.
Yeah.
Numbers itself is a great model, the linear succession.
Yeah.
The model that I followed for 4, I just did it mentally, but for 5, it was becoming more difficult. So the model that I followed is slightly different from this.
Okay.
So what I did was, so if you just write it as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now say 5. Okay, 5. We'll just keep it with 4. 5 is scary. Okay, let's keep it with 4.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So after checking with door 2, 2 times. Okay. So 2 times. So you can just put a cross there.
Cross.
On 2. Yeah. On 2. Okay. No, below it.
Got it.
Below it and day 2. Yeah, exactly. So now we can next to the second cross, we can write it as 3 and 4. So these are the possible things. And now from 3, now the second row 3, you draw 2 arrows, 1 to 2 and 1 to 4.
Okay.
No, downward arrow.
Got it.
Going to the next day. So possibilities for the next day. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And from 4, you can draw one more arrow coming towards 3.
Got it.
Okay. So now if I check door number 3,
Hmm.
I just put a check there. And if I don't find her,
Hmm.
that means the arrow coming from 4 to this can be eliminated.
Ignored. Right.
So if I eliminate the arrow, I can eliminate the 4 itself.
Correct. Okay.
Right. So now the 3 is going to 2 and 5. So sorry, 3 is going to 2 and 4. So we can write 2 to the left of this and 4 here. Right. So now if we actually follows the idea which Sunil told, if I again from 2 I can draw 2 arrows.
2, 1 or 3. Okay.
From 4 again 1 arrow. So now again if I check 3,
Hmm.
if I check 3 and if I don't find her,
Right.
then I can eliminate the arrow coming from 2 and 4.
Right.
No, I cannot eliminate 2. I can just eliminate the arrow coming
Right.
from 2.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
But I can eliminate the arrow coming from 4, and since that arrow is coming from
Only
4 and
one?
4 has no other outlets, so I can eliminate 4 also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the way I was seeing it. And actually, this is like gave me an idea to visualize the general solution also. But yeah, so the point is the model, the importance of
Yeah.
model in thinking and solving.
Yeah.
It plays a very important role. At least in the beginning, we need this kind of symbology. This question can be generalized, right? So this leads to massive generalizations. One is, instead of 4, if you have 5 doors, 6 doors, 7 doors, what do you do? 4 itself has been a great challenge, right? N doors, what do you do? And she even went further and she considered a different arrangement of rooms. Cycle. Yeah, so when does a solution exist? When it doesn't exist? These kind of questions are very typical of graph theory problems. So graph theory is an area of math, and these kind of layouts where you have different nodes and they're connected by edges. So these kind of structures are called graphs. Generally, we use the word graph to denote the Cartesian plane, x-axis and y-axis, and any function drawn on it. But a more general usage of graph in mathematics is these kind of structures. So this field of graph theory, if you see it, arose from a single problem. Actually, it has earlier origins also, but one problem can be said to be one of the important starting points of graph theory, and that is the problem is called the Konigsberg bridge problem. Are you aware of it? Anyone?
Yes, you
Yeah.
studied in
Right. Yeah. So that problem, maybe if you remember, can you share the problem now?
So the mayor of Konigsberg loved to walk the bridges of Konigsberg, and his aim was to start on one bank and return to the same bank, having covered all the bridges on his walk. But he was unable to do that, and and so it became a problem posed to the general public that whoever can find such a path will be rewarded. And apparently, people used to go around measuring and taking distances and measuring angles and all kinds of things. And then Euler, right?
Yeah, Euler.
So Euler went to Russia around that time, and he heard about this problem, and he just sat in his room and using his pencil and paper, he just modeled it and he solved it on an afternoon work. So,
Yeah. So it is a very beautiful problem and a very beautiful solution of Euler. So it is said by many to be the starting point of graph theory. So you can think about this. The proof is a bit it's a bit involved. I mean, it is elementary but not simple. This was Euler's proof. We can discuss this next week.